It's May 2nd. The tomatoes are out of control. I probably should have started them maybe 2 weeks later. I'll probably do that next year because they're growing like crazy. And some have flowers on them. That could be because they're stressed in the solo cups. So I'm gonna head down to the Victory Garden and plant them. These are the tomatoes that are gonna be going in. Some are easily 18 inches tall. And as you can see, some have flowers on them. They're in these solo cups. So I want to get them in the ground before too long. And I mean, they're looking super healthy, but they need to go in the ground. So I'm down here at the Victory Garden. It's a balmy 83 degrees, and I'm gonna be getting the tomatoes in the ground. This is where we're gonna be planting them. These 3 beds here, and then those 3 beds there, right along the edge of each. I've got tomato cages and some stakes to hold the cages up because the Romas will get a little heavy. I had one damage on the way down. Actually, just as I got to this spot here with it, the top bent over and broke the stem. So I'm gonna get a replacement for it. Maybe I'll take that one and put it in some water and get another plant growing just in case something dies. So I'll be planting 15 plants today. And we're gonna start right here, push back the mulch, fertilize the soil, and then plant the plants. So as I said, the first thing I'm gonna do is pull back the mulch and prepare the soil. I don't want to push the mulch too far because I don't want it to land on top of the carrots, the few carrots that are growing in this bed. And I don't really need to go back too far because we're only going to be planting it like right here. I'm just going to smooth out the soil so that it's relatively even. Not that it's going to matter, but with water retention, you don't want the water running to one end or the other. So these are going to be all my usual amendments. A little bit of phosphorus for root and flower production, some garden lime, Epsom salts, some borax, and some bone meal. Still haven't picked up any blood meal yet, so I'm going to be side dressing around the plants with the chicken manure. But I forgot that at home, so I'll be bringing that back later. And then I've got a balanced fertilizer here. This is a 13-13-13. And now I'll mix this all into the soil. Now I'll just take one of our plants. Let's see what they look like. Well, the roots are healthy. Certainly not as much as I thought they were going to be, considering the growth on them. But just like that, got them planted. I'm going to pull off these lower leaves off of the plant. I'm also not too worried about having to set them deep. They'll be able to grow down and spread out as they see fit. I mean, they've got a healthy root system on them now, and they've got good growth on them, so I don't need to taking these little leaves off too. I don't need them to be too deep. Freaking tarantula crawling here. And they will be getting the tomato cages over the top. And just like that, we've got one bed planted. On Romas, you typically don't prune them, but for plant health, I'll take these lower limbs off to stop any splatter from coming up onto the leaves. And now we'll give all the plants a good drink of water. I want to move the mulch right back in around them. That'll retain the moisture and protect the plants. And help cool off the roots a little bit. Like I said, it is 83 degrees out today. Well, the camera died because of the heat. So I ended up getting these 3 beds done. So I've got 12 plants in so far. I put up the tomato cages around them, and as you can see, I've got the stake markers, stakes holding them in place. Now the stakes there, they go from the outside of the cage to the inside and then back to the outside. And then on these inner ones, they catch the other cage next to it, and the same thing on that one. So even if these things get heavy, the other cages will hold them up, plus the stakes should hold them up. So we've got 12 plants in, and I'm going to pass out in the heat. So I'm going to come back either later or tomorrow and finish up the other 12.
The next day.
I'm back here at the Victor Garden. It's the next day. After going home and showering and sitting down, my butt turned into a magnet and my chair turned into steel, and there was no moving me. So I'm back down here the next day, and it's about 10:30 in the morning. It's going up to 80 degrees, but right now the garden's in shade, so it's nice and cool to work. So we're gonna finish planting the tomatoes. So it's much the same as we did yesterday. Just clearing out the hole, throwing in our amendments. And then mixing them into the soil. And again, these are my home saved Romas here. And they're doing quite good. Put that in, pull the dirt in back around, cut off those lower branches. Firm it in. And we're good to go. On to the next one. And we'll just continue down and finish them up. At this rate, we should be done. It took me so long yesterday just because I was dying in the heat. But today, it being a lot cooler, that probably won't be a problem. So we finished planting all the tomatoes. I forgot my cages at home for the rest of them, so they'll have to come down at a later date. Also, because if you recall, I had that revelation a month or so ago that I didn't need 16 plants, I needed 24 plants. So a couple of the plants are very small, but hopefully they'll grow fast and catch up soon. So here are the new plants in, just as I did with the others, with the cages and the stakes. Here, this one is actually the plant that broke yesterday. However, it didn't die overnight. So I'm hoping it'll still be able to pull up nutrients from the soil and then spread out new roots and grow. So I mounded it up a little bit more around the base of the plant. You can't see it underneath the mulch that I put there, which is also mounded up around it. But hopefully it'll still be okay. I'll come back with the cage to go around them and they'll be okay. As you can see, the plants start getting smaller. This is a little bit smaller than that one, and then they really get really small. And these are little baby plants. Those were some of the last ones that I had planted and got started. So they're a bit behind. So hopefully they'll catch up really soon. I didn't put the mulch very close around them. I left a little space for them, and I can always push that in later on. So maybe later today or tomorrow, I'll come back down and I'll plant the peppers back there behind me. And I need to put in all the turnips that I have, and then maybe in another week or so, plant out the beets. But everything's coming together. So if you want to see what we're doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here, and then subscribe and hit that notification bell, and that way you'll be able to follow along in the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket down here at the Victory Garden. Okay, thanks for watching.